We are making our first big move. Let's go to the beginning. We started unemployed, no license, Sunday League player. Now we have a Continental C license. We have some tendencies. We're fluent in Turkish, so which will give you an idea of where we started. We are currently with a Turkish team. On the right here, you can see my journey. And I was hired to help this team, which currently they're in the second division. Uh, we were with them here, and we got promoted in seventh through a miraculous playoff. If we look at the playoffs, quarterfinal we beat them 2-0, semi-final 9-6 on aggregate, and a final where we did a demolition job. I did have to do a lot of signings to help this team, though. If we go to the start, so many players came in, and the next season even so many players came in as well because I really didn't have anything, and I needed to strengthen to get into um, well, the Turkish league, where we finished in 14th, which is very respectable. So if we go up here, will be a little bit of a leak where we're currently in the Super League. But if we go to our second season, you can see we finished in 14th with 35 points, only 1 point ahead, and our goal difference was 36. So it was not good by any means. And that started. I was shattered. I was playing these games, by the way, most of these games. Some of them I kind of gave up, but 8-1. I was watching this game, and I felt absolutely destroyed inside. It was terrible. But then we picked up some key victories, and those tiny little points against teams in the relegation battle really did help us. Some draws here and there against some teams helped us stay up in that season. And then something happened. They cut my budget. I had 42K in budget, and then they cut it to 38, and that's the payroll budget. It was 42K. I got promoted. It was 42, and then I stayed up, and they cut it to 38, and I was just like, oh man, I'm gonna lose all my players. So I was very frustrated, and then I was trying my best, and then this team approached me. We're currently doing pretty well with them, but they approached me and they had just, if we look at them, um, they did get relegated uh, the first season, which you can see here, 36 points, relegated whilst I was getting promoted. We go to the next season, there I am, 14th, and then they hire me, and then I push them into fourth in our first season in charge, and they actually gave me money, 4 million, 9 million, good payroll budget of 100K plus, so we could work with it. And then the next season, we finish in fifth with 61 points. So a bit of a drop off there, but we still have been developing this team. And then in the current season, we're currently in fifth, 4 points away. But let's go through some of our signings, key players that have come in and really made a difference. Um, all right, this I wasn't here. I wasn't here. I started in this window, and as you can see, I signed some really, I mean, not good players, but some players that are still playing for me today. Kieran Doyle, down well, so he has been really key for us. George, very, very good player, has been very good for us. Rodrigo, very good as well. This defender is not so good. Yeah, he's left the team. Marco, who has been a standout player, by the way. And then we signed this guy who, oh, he's retired as at the age of 30. He was at my club, my first club, and then he got on a free. He went to Paris FC, and now I bought him back because he's a very good Turkish player actually. If we look at his numbers, well, I can't see his numbers, but he was doing very good for me. I also loaned in Alan, who was doing pretty good. And then fast forward to this season. That oh no, that's not this season. Last season, where we bought in Big Paul, who he has announced he's retiring. But last season he got 25 in 29 games. He already has 9 this season. He's a very good player for this league. Jose Sa, who is also announced he is retiring. So two players leaving, so probably the best time to be leaving. We did sign Hugo on a free. He looks pretty good, but he can't get game time because of the registration. This guy is also pretty good. He's been pretty decent for us. Made some sales. Anyways, back to this season where has been we made our first sale, 4 million for this guy. Brought in some mostly youngsters, so I won't go through all of them, but we're currently sat in fifth, and I mean, with two of my players retiring, maybe now's the best chance. But I've been given an offer from Hoffenheim. I've been approached also by Montpellier. I have an offer for them, but I do not want to join them because they're currently in last, and as you can see, they financially they're struggling, and also I just think I might be better off going to the Bundesliga. Um, yeah, so I also had a lot of interviews, but I think Hoffenheimer is where I'll eventually end up. They are in debt, but as you can see here, 42 million in the transfer budget. So we're gonna jump in, and we're hoping for a good season. I mean, we'll see what happens, but leaving the Turkish side, flying over to Germany to Hoffenheim because we have left and Allah the Spor in the Turkish league. Um, they're on a run, not doing too great. Predicted finish ninth as well, which is important because that means that they are pretty good. Also, a lack of scouts I had in Turkey. Let's see how many scouts. Six, eight. That's way more. I could not get scouts to save my life in Turkey. So I'm very pleased. We are in Germany. We are in Hoffenheim, and I think this team isn't half bad. I will say, I don't think this team is half bad. Our best player is Simic, who I actually remember him. I think there's some good players in here, and we'll find out what will happen in our next journey.